Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time, I want to personally thank you for tuning in. Today we're going to be talking about how to get started in real estate investing with no money. Now look, I know it's a situation a lot of us find ourselves in. That's how I got started. I didn't spend any money to get deals, but I actually have a special treat. I met a guy named Vinny. He owns over $1 billion in real estate, which is absolutely nuts. And he said he got started with barely any money. He said he got started with $7. So I want to introduce you to Vinny and show you how he got started in real estate investing and where he's at right now. I think you can learn a lot from him because I learned a lot from Vinny when I had him on my podcast. So let's dive right in. Let's take the best things that we can learn from Vinny and let's see what we can learn together. Before we dive in to see how Vinny got started in real estate and how you can get started with little to no money, let me invite you to my Painless Masterclass. It's called painlessflipping.com. That's where you register, and I'll show you exactly how to get started in real estate in a lesson format, in a masterclass, webinar, whatever you want to call it. I'm inviting you. It's free. Check it out. Just go register and check out this video too.
Vinny, you've been crushing it. Didn't you say that you started your real estate journey with $7? Is that what you were saying?
Yes, I came to this country with $7. I'm a mechanical engineer, brother, and I came to do mechanical engineer bachelor's. Then I did my MBA in Washington, D.C. at George Washington University. And I came into this country with $7. I sold Bible books and encyclopedias door to door to earn money for my tuition. Bought my first car at $700, Blue Maverick, two-door, you know. But this whole journey started with that $7. Then a few $100 more. But I used to spend, I think, rent, in when I was doing this motivational speaking, I'll send every penny back to India, to my parents and just keep $50 to eat.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing. Just something that blew my mind yesterday. You told me that you own over $1 billion in real estate right now.
Yes, brother. Yes. We've been doing, investing in real estate. I've been married 43 years. We live near San Francisco in Danville, Black Hawk Country Club now, with the grace of God and with a lot of portfolio. You make a lot of millions also.
Amazing.
So we are able to, live in the country club, and we were living 27 years just outside the fence. What? 27 years. We still own that home. But I always was thinking, God, if we get bigger and better, maybe I'll move into the country club. But let's make long story short. Yeah, we started selling real estate. I mean, not selling, but buying all over the USA, single family homes. But then the light bulb just came on in 2000, I think. 2000, that's 23 years back.
Right.
But 2004, I became a broker. My wife said, she was a realtor. She says, Vinny, you know so much about everything. Why don't you just take the exam? I just learned it in 3 months, the whole broker courses and everything, and aced it. I became I'm still a broker, but I don't sell or buy a thing at all. But then I wanted to scale up. I said, how can I go from a $150,000 home or $200,000 home? Some cash flows come in, some equity comes in, but to really scale up, you need to be in commercial. So that's what changed my life. When I said, okay, I'm going to buy, I looked at storage units, I looked at office buildings, I looked at, shopping centers, but multifamily caught my attention. It's just like it's more than one unit. So if it's a duplex or fourplex or 10plex, you can just have 10 dwellings for 10 families right there in that space, and you can collect rent better. You can have a part-time manager who can be also, taking care of your, service calls and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's what got me started in a duplex. We still own that duplex. What? $2,800 we paid off the mortgage. We make every month $2,800, even though we have over $1 billion in portfolio. We kept that. Then 14 units for $180,000 was my team and my start. That's what we did back about 2008, let's say 8, around there. That's about 15 years back, right? 15 years back. So what I found was, brother, that I can go from 180,000. I needed to buy a property 2.4 million. It was 109 units in the
Mhm.
same town, Odessa, Texas. I don't mind sharing, everybody.
Of
And
course.
109 units, 101 storage units, and a commercial building. Back then,
Yeah.
2008, things were cheaper and the
Mhm.
crash was coming and all that stuff. I didn't know anything about market cycle. Zero. Zero knowledge, brother.
Mhm.
We just kept the eyes on the price, right? I call it that way. I
Yes.
hired a really good coach and we'll pay him. I think we used to pay him $500 or $400 every week, literally,
Wow. Okay.
because he had done that what we wanted to do.
Mhm.
So that got me going. And my partner also, I don't want to take all the credit,
Of
you
course.
know. And then we'll meet every week, like on Wednesday evenings, and
Mhm.
he'll hold us accountable. And he will tell us and give us assignments. And we were doing W-2 job, but we had to meet and prepare all these notes to make sure we do a best presentation for him.
Oh,
Then
wow.
he'll tell us whether to buy or not, how to go about financing, all that stuff. So a coach is a very good thing, somebody who's done it, who's doing it and all that. But let's go
Amazing.
to 2008, brother. Nobody wants to give me loan or my partner. We're living in California, San Jose. She lived there. I
Mhm.
lived in Oak. I mean, at that time, I lived in our home right here, Danville, California. Anyway, so the seller said, no way. I'm not going to take 20% down and give you loan promissory note, seller
Mhm.
financing. I said, how about 30% down? No, 40% down. Literally, he
Yeah.
agreed to give us loan at $1 million down.
Wow.
2.4 million property, 1 million down. So we don't have that kind of money, brother. Because to be very truthful, everybody listening to me and watching, it's three things you got to really take care of to scale up. One is mindset. You got to really say, you know what, I am better than that person who is
Mhm.
doing this. And what's special in that person?
Yeah.
It's only education. It's only mentoring. Somebody mentored them, who somebody mentored me, brother. I wouldn't be at $1 billion and now to my next billion and next billion. I mean, it's crazy, crazy.
It
I'll be
is.
71
Absolutely.
this August. I'll be 71.
Mhm.
And I have so much passion. I don't need to work a day in my life. I have
Mhm.
millions of dollars. I mean, all my children, everybody, we have two children, Neil
Mhm.
and Monica. Monica is connected to our business. Neil retired. What? He went to Berkeley and, did computer science, electrical engineering. He's even more brainy than dad. And Monica is more brainy than me and my wife. But he retired last year. What? I
Wow.
mean, at 37, he retired. He said, Dad, I don't need to make a dime. I said, Son, I love you. But I said, do something, and
Yeah.
he's disciplined and all that, which is good. But I believe in discipline. Haha. Mindset, discipline, those two things are so important, brother. So important. So if you make a decision that you want to buy a fourplex, let's talk
Mhm.
about that, right?
Yeah.
I would say to the audience, look at a fourplex. If you have not looked at it, or triplex or duplex in your zip code, just look for near the area you're living in now. You
Mhm.
don't want to go too far. A couple of hours drive, I say. In my academy, I teach also, by the way. Now I have my own academy. I teach everything that I've learned over 15 years. I put it into video lectures and all these Excel worksheets and PPT, PowerPoints and PDFs. So I teach everybody what I'm doing. Anyway,
Yes, you need to. When you get worth $1 billion, you got to definitely be able to teach people what you know.
I want more billionaires. Really, I do. I do.
Amazing.
My core heart is that I want so many people to learn. It's so simple what I'm doing. It's so very simple. There
Mhm.
is so much money flowing all around you, brother. I mean, if I ask you, in your relatives, in your close circle, I say circle number one, your associates, circle number two, where you do businesses with so many people, maybe another one would be your partners and all that. There is trillions of dollars. Haha, I didn't say billions. Trillions of
Brilliant.
dollar is stuck in the Wall Street for them.
Right.
in retirement funds, in cash, in equities. And that's what I do. I'm able to raise 10 million in a day. What? Brother, 10 million in a day. In
That's
a
great.
day.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot.
I
Yeah,
have
for sure.
530 investors, but I started with one. I just met him over the weekend. And
Mhm.
I did a seminar at the Ritz-Carlton over here in San Francisco, raised 12,750,000. And my very first investor came. I mean, 14 years back, he believed in me.
That's
And
amazing.
I had zero money, I had zero experience, and he believed in me. And he put that, the $2.4 million deal, right? I bought, and he put, and I sold it for 5 million, doubled it in 3 to 4 years. I gave my investors 70% of the cash flow and the returns, equity gain.
That's very
Gave
good
me
for him.
43% per year returns, brother. 43.
That's amazing for him. He definitely loved you, I bet, after that.
Oh, no, he kept on putting 200, 300, almost every deal. I've done 39 funds and syndications,
Mhm.
means I have bought 39 properties,
Mhm.
multifamily, anywhere from 140,000, which was a
Right.
14 units, to 2.4 million, to 6 million, 10 million, 15 million, 20 million, 35 million. I just bought a deal in Austin, Texas with my partners in COVID. What? In
Mhm.
COVID 2020, I knew people in my backyard were moving to Austin. See, I live near Silicon Valley.
Right.
So all these Silicon Valley people said you could work from home, and people just started moving out of California. I said, let me look at the studies. Where are they going? They were going to Florida, Melbourne, and to Austin, Texas,
That's correct.
and Atlanta. So what does Vinny do? I just texted all my brokers in Austin, Texas, and
Mhm.
texted. I do copy paste, brother. I'm a very simple guy. I'm a very simple guy. I say, hey, Vinny's back again in Austin. I'm looking for 300 units. I'm back with more money. And lo and behold, one person, Michael, calls me back. He
Mhm.
says, I know you. 9 years back, you bought Country Club from me, and you were the easiest buyer ever. That's what he said. Michael said, I said, brother, tell the seller Vinny's back with more millions now. I
Yeah.
bought that for 4.3 million, I think, or something. 132 units. 132 units I bought, brother, in Seguin, Texas, right outside Austin. Sold
Okay.
it 6.5 million already, and all that. I said, brother, just tell them they were 15 buyers, 1 5. This property was so good that people wanted to buy it.
Yes.
Here, Vinny's coming back after 9 years into Austin, Texas, but I had my foothold. 26 properties, I think I bought in Texas by itself. And then I bought in Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, and around there. And I bought in Florida, right? So I have foothold in 3 states, right?
Right.
So I come back and they said, yes, Vinny, you won the deal. I said, what? Best and final. I gave 500,000 on signing the contract,
Right.
non-refundable, and my partner paid 500. It's a big game, brother. When
Of
you're
course.
buying for 34 million, 35 million,
So they chose you because did you make the best offer? Did you make what made you stand out from the other offers?
you're right. Totally. It was out of 16. You put, I mean, it's a crunching, number crunching. It's like, you have to put your best foot forward with approval of the Freddie Mac loan, the letters that we are qualifying for $26 million loan, whatever it was, right? With my partners and I. And then we said, okay, this is our business plan, and this is where we're going to take the property. This is our offer. 34,750,000 is what we paid, by the way. It
Mhm.
was 32 million, by the way. It started from there. We went up and up and up and up. Then we threw in 1 million kicker, non-refundable. That
Wow.
was the seal maker. That was the deal maker.
That's a deal maker right there.
I mean, we knew that we have the financing and we know we can raise the money, brother.
Mhm.
I mean, that's what we are. So we raised $16 million in about, maybe took me a month or so to do the PPM and all that stuff. And we closed that deal in 54 days.
If you found this information to be helpful, subscribe so you can get more information like this.